Your concealed carry piece says more about you than your haircut, your car, or even your Spotify playlist. Whether you're packing a sleek polymer pocket rocket or an old school wheel gun, trust me, it's broadcasting your personality loud and clear. This isn't just about firepower or caliber, it's a full-on vibe check riding on your hip. Some of y'all carry with confidence, some carry with nostalgia, and a few of you are carrying around red flags with trigger guards. Ready to find out what your EDC, everyday carry, really says about you behind your back? Let's dive into it. 6-hour P365. Meet the micro-compact marvel that started it all, the Sig P365. You carry this little trendsetter, you're the type who swears you're not a Glock person, even though you totally were until about 5 minutes ago. You wanted to stand out just a little bit from the Glock-toting masses, and the P365 said, I got you, boo. 10+1 rounds and a gun that disappears in your waistband? Yes, please. You love that it's not what everyone else has, yet it's still popular enough that you'll never have trouble finding a holster or an argument on Reddit. It's basically the carry gun equivalent of a well-crafted cold brew. A bit trendy, nicely refined, but still gets the job done every day. Now, let's be honest, deep down you still whisper Glock-like reliability to yourself at night for reassurance. The P365 feels special. Great trigger, comfy grip, and those very sweet X-ray sights. But you haven't entirely let go of your trust issues. You've watched every YouTube comparison of the P365 versus everything, and you can recite terms like striker, drag, and trigger reset in your sleep. You tell your buddies you choose SIG to be different, but the truth is you just didn't want to be too basic. Springfield Hellcat Pro. Ah, the Springfield Hellcat, aka the I'm different, I promise pistol. If this is your everyday carry, you're the guy who insists the store brand cereal is just as good as the name brand, while secretly knowing it's a bit stale. You saw the crowd of P365 fanboys and Glock groupies and thought, nah, I'm built different. So you snagged the Hellcat, hoping to one-up the rest. On paper, this feline has specs for days. A teeny profile with 11+1 or even 13+1 rounds, optics-ready slide, and Springfield's reputable name on it. In theory, it's a champion. But in practice, let's just say every trigger pull in your Hellcat reminds you that there's no such thing as a free lunch. That factory trigger has all the crispness of a lukewarm pudding cup. You keep pulling and it keeps squishing. You've probably defended this gun in every online forum. It's just as good as a SIG, you plead, while also researching aftermarket trigger kits at 2 a.m. You brag about the 15-round mag of the Hellcat Pro and the Tritium UDOT sights, telling your friends it's the ultimate carry gun. Yet every time you're at the range, you feel that snappy recoil and you hear that clack that reminds you of a hotel gym treadmill. Functional, but kind of depressing. Still, you carry on, literally. Glock 43X. Carrying a 43X says, I like my wrists low and my tools proven. You probably drive a gray Toyota Camry or a base model F-150, something safe and common. Your idea of personalization is maybe adding sights or finally getting a holster that isn't $15 nylon. You quote Glock perfection unironically and think swapping back straps counts as customization. But let's face it, you didn't pick the 43X for innovation or style points. You picked it because it was easy. And you know what? That's fine. You got a solid grip, a decent trigger press, and a pistol that goes bang every single time, even if it's about as flashy as a pair of white socks. You probably toyed with the thought of a fancier SIG or an optic-equipped whiz-bang pistol, but then you remember one big thing. Your Glock's still easier to clean than your kitchen counter. At the end of the day, your 43X whispers practicality. It might not turn heads at the range, but it'll never let you down at crunch time. Boring? Maybe. Effective? Absolutely. And hey, in a world of tactical show-offs, being the dependable one is its own kind of flex. 38 Special Snub-Nose Revolver. So, you carry a snub-nose 38 Special Revolver, huh? You absolute mad lad or lass. This choice isn't just about self-defense, it's about sending a message. That message is, I party like it's 1959. Whether you're channeling your inner detective, an old-school cowboy, or you just really love film noir, the 38 snub-nose on your hip drips with throwback energy. It's small, it's simple, and it's as old-school cool as flipping a coin and catching it. 5 shots, maybe 6 if you've got one of those slightly larger wheel guns of pure blam and no worries about jams, safeties, or any of those newfangled semi-auto quirks. You've tried capacity for attitude, and you're weirdly okay with that. Your reload strategy? Reload? Please, you'll say something like, if I need 5 more rounds, I'm already done for. That line's equal parts hardcore and mildly concerning. You likely carry the revolver in a worn leather holster, or heck, a coat pocket. And you probably eschew fancy speed loaders because real men or women reload 1 round at a time, right? You've told at least one semi-auto shooter, "I don't trust plastic guns," while casually balancing a cigar on your lips. Or at least you imagine yourself that way. When that snub nose booms, it sounds like a cannon and flashes like a camera. Even if you miss the bad guy, you're confident the noise and muzzle flash alone will give him second thoughts. Carrying a .38 revolver says you're either a salty old soul who's seen some things, or a young rebel with an old heart vibe. If you like this video so far, smash that like button and consider subscribing. Magnum Research Desert Eagle 50 AE. Oh baby, you're carrying a Desert Eagle for concealed carry. That's right, the handheld hand cannon. The gun that's literally larger than some laptops. If this is your everyday carry, subtlety is not in your vocabulary. You don't carry for protection, you carry for performance. You want to draw your pistol and have everyone in a 50-foot radius stop and stare like you just unveiled Excalibur from your waistband. This isn't just a gun, it's a spectacle. Practicality be damned, you woke up and chose theatrics. We're talking around 5 pounds of steel or shiny chrome if you're extra fancy, tugging at your belt. You stride into a room with your pants sagging from the gravitational pull of that 50 AE and a grin that says, "Ask me what I'm packing." Every time you even think about drawing, you hear a metal soundtrack of electric guitar riffs. Of course, when you actually fire this beast, the recoil might just send your soul into another timeline. The muzzle flash alone could roast a marshmallow, and the sound? Let's just say you've double damaged the hearing of everyone on your left and right. But does that deter you? Nope. Deep down, you know it's ludicrous to conceal carry a Desert Eagle, but that was never the point. The point is power. You're the kind of person who says, "Why yes, this is a 50 caliber in my pants, and I'm very happy to see you." Your chiropractor's on speed dial for the back pain, and you've accepted that any sudden movement might pants you just because of the sheer weight of this thing. But you don't care. You're living your action movie fantasy one giant round at a time. Respect to you, you glorious maniac. Just remember, most self-defense encounters don't require blowing a hole through the bank, the bystanders, and possibly the planet behind your target. Hey, you do you, Desert Eagle dude. Ruger LCP Max 380 ACP. If you're rocking a Ruger LCP or the newer LCP Max as your carry gun, congratulations. You voluntarily signed up for concealed carry hard mode. This little pocket dynamo is roughly the size of a granola bar and just as easy to carry. 10+1 rounds of 380 auto and something that could disappear in your change pocket. Wild. You chose convenience above all else. You could forget your wallet, your keys, even your pants, but that tiny Ruger is still somewhere in your pocket, hanging out among the lint and lifesavers. Let's be real though. Shooting this micro pistol is about as comfortable as punching a brick wall that shoots back. The recoil has a snappy little bite. Ruger did their best to tame it, but physics is physics, my friend. You probably describe the trigger pull as not bad for what it is, while secretly vowing to never put more than 50 pounds through it in one range session. Your poor hand can only take so much. If you've got small hands, it fits like a glove. If you have larger hands, well, you're basically trying to do target practice with your thumb and 2 fingers. You tell everyone who asks, not anyone that sees it, it's super concealed after all, that most self-defense incidents happen within 7 yards, just to justify the itty-bitty sights and the fact that you haven't bothered practicing beyond spitting distance. You've accepted that this gun is not a ton of fun at the range. That's not why you carry it. You carry it because it's always there. Canik TP9 Elite SC. Carrying the Canik SC says, "I want performance, but I also want to afford ammo this month." You revel in being the underdog, the contrarian who didn't buy the Glock 26 or Sig P365 XL like the rest of the herd. Nope, you went Turkish Delight. You brag about the trigger. Oh man, that sweet, crisp Canik trigger. And you'll die on the hill that it's the best factory trigger in any carry gun, period. In the same breath, you might quietly admit the optic mounting situation's a bit funky. Proprietary plates, anyone? And you learn the hard way that finding a good holster was a mini quest of its own. But those are just minor details, right? You're quick to say it's great for the price, as if that clause makes it immune to criticism. Deep down, you know you're kind of using the "for the price" caveat as a shield against the haters. When your buddy with the expensive Sig saunters over, you're ready. You got a whole speech prepared about how your Canik punches above its weight class and how you're not just paying for a name. Keep rocking that Canik with pride, my frugal friend. You found a pistol that fits your budget and your hand like a glove. Just maybe ease up on the internet flexing. We know you're secretly giddy that you didn't have to explain an $800 credit card charge to your spouse, and honestly, good for you. Now, smash that like button and consider subscribing for more tactical truths, and by all means, drop a comment with your carry gun of choice. Let's see what it says about you, and don't worry, be gentle-ish